If you think classic and vintage cars should be respected, you're probably not going to like Jonathan Ward. Most restorers see this as the ultimate goal, getting cars back to their showroom state. Not Ward. He believes they should be driven and that they should be given modern engines and controls so that using and abusing them is enjoyable.
So you want to keep this design, you want to keep this character, let's call it,
definitely.
but you want to incorporate some modern elements as well.
What we've seen is more and more people go, you know what, I'm totally down with the look and the vibe and the style, but I have absolutely no attachment to the archaic mechanical realities. So my idea is you take the aesthetic and design principle and then re-engineer it and infuse it with the best of modern suspension, modern brakes, modern powertrain.
If we were sensible, we wouldn't make modern cars so fragile, so easy to ding or to get dirty. We'd just let them look like this. And that's what Ward's company, Icon, does. This workshop just outside LA houses specialists at making cars look like they haven't been touched. They leave them in that just found in a barn state.
Start by telling us a little bit about the history of this car.
Total barn find. This is a 1935 Auburn Phaeton, which was a common term for a four-door convertible. The purity in the design and the perspective of the original designer is so clearly embodied in everything. The concept of suicide doors are just genius. The escutcheons with this beautiful taper, this enameling on the dash and the fonts, it just gets me all excited. And this patina is just stupid. It's just amazing art, you know, that time and nature created, you can't reproduce.
Ward's famous in the car community for restoring and drastically upgrading 4x4s like the classic Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, he's working on what he calls derelicts. Of course, there is the small matter of cost. These distressed-looking vehicles typically sell for more than a perfect one, and easily in the hundreds of thousands. Now, Ward is experimenting with adding electric motors instead of engines to some of his builds.
This is the one I'm particularly drawn to, though, a Rolls-Royce from my home country.
It's a 1958 Silver Cloud.
Basically, then you've saved the body panels and everything else.
Correct.
So this underside, if we were to get down and have a look,
Yeah.
how do you bring in a car and build a whole new chassis for it and have it fit?
You basically shell the car, liberate the shell from the original chassis, get it out of the way, then you prep it, clean it, and mark it for laser mapping.
So British classic to American classic. An
Oldsmobile, yeah, 46 old.
1946.
Original paint, killer patina. There's no structural rust.
Now, to a lot of people, this wouldn't look like a done car. I mean, you
Correct.
look at the finish on
Which
this.
is part of the fun.
So jump in here, point out some of the best bits to me.
Everyone wants power windows nowadays, but an ugly modern power window switch just can't compare with the grace and beauty of this. So what we've done is we've developed a module where you now tap for down and tap for up.
All built into the original window.
Yeah, all
liner.
built in. Steering wheel, you can't abandon this lovely original design, but for ergonomics and for safety, we want a collapsible, tilt-adjustable column. So we get all that functionality there.
So traditionally, you would put a modern drivetrain in each of these vehicles that you're working on as well. So a modern engine, modern gearbox, make them very drivable machines. But I mean, the future is electric.
You know, take a Tesla, so they're fast, they're fun and everything, but I want something with more distinction, more individual, more personality.
So it brings us to the last car we want to talk about.
49 Mercury, car James Dean made famous back in the day. Just Americana as it gets, original paint car. So we're building this to be a Tesla eater. So it's running dual AMR electric motors, about 800 foot-pounds of torque.
I want to see this in this condition with its patina and everything else at the stoplight with a Tesla.
I can't wait.
Can we drive one of these vehicles? Have you got one that's actually
Yeah,
roadworthy
a couple.
now?
Yeah, let's go check one out.
Cool.
This custom 1952 Chrysler Town & Country / DeSoto wagon is Ward's private car, and it embodies his philosophy perfectly. It's unique, it's patinaed, and it's terrifyingly quick. It's the ultimate sleeper classic that could beat many modern cars away from the stoplights.